Welcome to You Dad Me at Hello. I'm RJ. This is Andy and Mike, as always. 3 dads, 1 podcast. We are here today. It's episode 805.
Sounds about right.
We are now doing the top 2000s one-hit wonders. If you saw my live video 10 minutes ago, awesome. You have nothing to do tonight, and I'm really happy that you're here. But we're going to be talking about some really mediocre songs tonight and some really good bands. But
yeah, this is going to be a little different than the one-hit wonders of the 90s. Like, I was really excited. Not that I'm not excited right now, but I was really excited to cover a lot of those 90s songs because I was like, these are quality songs. Like, maybe it's just because they're from my childhood and I love them. Like, my name's completely blocked out by the one-hit wonders sign, as always. It's splatted on my name. And then we got the 2000 songs, and I'm not. There's some stinkers in here, but there's some good songs too. So at first I was kind of like, I don't know about this, but then I started listening, and I'm okay with it.
There's some good stuff in here, and we actually had a bunch that we didn't end up putting in here that probably could have been. But yeah, I think it'll be good. We got top 32 today. Mike is back. Mike, how you feel? This is your 8th time on the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna buy some stocks. That seems to be the new thing nowadays. Just put stocks in things, and hopefully I'll get some money out of it.
Once you start making money, we're gonna close it so you can't make any money.
I do want to point out that this idea was Andy. This podcast subject was Andy's idea. So if he doesn't like it, it's his own fault.
That's true.
Yeah.
We have a big list.
Don't worry, the 2010 is going to be way worse.
Please don't have me on for that one.
I mean, when you have 2000s and you got songs like Laffy Taffy, and things like that, it's not a great group of songs to pick from, but I think we did okay.
Today we do have 32 of the greatest 2000s one-hit wonders today, and I think it's going to bring back some memories. We'll probably sing a couple of them, hum a couple of them, because we can't play them, but it's going to be fun. Let's go through it.
My time.
If you guys want, you can definitely comment your opinions below to be on the show. If you're on You Dad Me at Hello, you can feel free to comment right on there. If you're on my page, you can also comment. I will be keeping an eye on that too. Yeah, let's get right into it. So first up, I forgot to zoom in, but it's Daniel Bedingfield, Gotta Get Through This versus Bowling for Soups, 1985.
All right. I think one song is better than the other, but I like one song a lot better. So my pick is going to be...
Did you just say anything like that? I feel like
Does that make any sense?
No, you said, I think one song is better than the other, but one song I really like better than the other.
I think artistically one song is better than the other, but I favor one song more than the other. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, I think
now it does.
So.
All right. So my pick is Gotta Get Through This.
Mine is also Daniel Bedingfield's Gotta Get Through This.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. Not that it matters. You guys already voted it through. Although I do dislike their grammatical errors.
Well, Daniel Bedingfield, Gotta Get Through This. Moving on. Bowling for Soup started back in 1994. Andy, who originally sung that song?
Apparently SR71 originally did that, and RJ says it sounds the same.
I think
I'm gonna take your word for it. But it sounds like SR71 kind of handed it to them after they recorded it. They said, "Hey, this sounds like you guys. Go for it," and they did.
They went for it, and it reached number 23 on the charts, but number 32 in our hearts.
Yeah, it's a good song. I mean, they're just kind of like here's everything that happened in 1985, like going over all the different artists. It's about a woman living in the past. So if you want some nostalgia and remember what 1985 was, then listen to that song. It's good.
If we were basing our choice on the music video, it would be 1985 because that video is hilarious, actually.
All right, well, moving on, we have Howie Day's Collide versus Crazy Town Butterfly. As much as I hate to say it, I'm going with Collide here. only because I've read so much about Crazy Town, and they were literally Crazy Town. They were nuts.
I'm not gonna hold that against them. I feel like if these two songs were on the radio, I'd probably listen to Butterfly. So that's what I'm going with.
All right. Mike?
As much as I hate to, I am also gonna go with Butterfly, even though that song is super cringy. But it's fun. It's fun to listen to and poke fun at. So
yeah,
it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Collide's a good song. It's just something that I wouldn't listen over and over. I probably wouldn't do that with Butterfly either. But yeah, I guess so. Howie Day is a fellow New Englander, actually. It's from Maine. Interesting little tidbit there.
That's like Canada.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, the influence for the song was from Bruce Springsteen's song called "Secret Garden." I'd never heard that song, but apparently that's where that came from.
All right. Well, Howie Day, Collide is out.
Oh,
Crazy Town, Butterfly is in.
I do want to say this. I was going to say this if he moved on, but this is pretty. I liked this line. So there's a part where he said, "Everything wrong, even the wrong words, sometimes don't rhyme" or something like that. And then he tries to rhyme "find" and "collide," which don't rhyme. So it's it was clever. Right? I thought that was pretty clever. But if you were to sing it, it kind of rhymes, like your enunciation of it. So.
Well, there you go. All right. Next up, DJ Sammy's Heaven versus Tattoos, All the Things She Said. I'm going with Heaven. It has a special place in my heart. I hate techno music, but there was a Candlelight version that came out a couple years after, which was just piano version. Heaven's a great Bryan Adams song, so I'm going with Heaven.
I'm going to go with Tattoo, not for the reasons you would think. Think what you may. I actually think it's more of like an upbeat, almost like a borderline kind of rock song. It's got a lot of energy to it. Not that the techno song doesn't. I don't know. I just like the Tattoo song better. I don't know. Yeah,
here we were talking about before about notes on these songs, and literally my notes for Heaven is it's a dance song. That's all I have on my notes. I'm going with Tattoo. Is that is it just Tatu, or do you pronounce it Tattoo?
It's Tattoo, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So All the Things She Said is moving on. My notes are not much better about Heaven, other than the fact of it's a cover of Bryan Adams. But the interesting thing about that is 7 years later after its release, it recharted and it was certified gold for sales of over 500,000. So also they did a version of it for 9/11, and they have that Candlelight version too, which is really nice.
Okay, I'll save my joke about it then.
All right, Tattoo, All the Things She Said, moving on. Next up, we have a City High, What Would You Do versus the Click 5, Just the Girl.
I'm going City High.
I don't like either one of these songs.
What?
What would you do?
I was just going to say that. Damn it. You stole my joke.
I'm going with What Would You Do, City High. So I gather that's the one that's moving on. Yeah, I mean, the Click 5, they're from Boston, which is kind of cool. It reached number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it's not my thing. I don't like it much.
So their bassist is actually a songwriter for other bands. He actually was a songwriter for Fountains of Wayne, who is also going to be on this list. And RJ, you would love this, is that he actually did the song for That Thing You Do.
Oh, The Wonders.
Yeah.
Nice. Not wearing the shirt tonight, but.
No, I know. But
all right. Well, there it is. Next up, we have the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Face Down versus Gary Jules' Mad World. Very different songs, and I love both of them a ton. Man, I'm going to go with Red Jumpsuit Apparatus only because Face Down is an amazing song with a great message, and I like them now a lot. They just came out with a new album this year, and they're great. Why are you laughing at me? What did I do?
Because Andy's face is blocked by the logo when you zoom out.
I feel like that was on purpose.
Mad World for me, it's just such a it's so melancholy, but the song just has legs. You can listen to that song anytime. Yeah, literally has legs. It just keeps going.
Legs. Yeah.
But honestly,
radio, it ran out the
you put that song on today, and it sounds like it could have been released today, where a lot of these songs are kind of dated. This song sounds like it could be, fairly new. And there was Gears of War used it in a trailer when they unveiled that game for the Xbox 360, and that made that trailer blow up. Everyone was talking about it.
Slow songs on awesome scenes that shouldn't have slow songs make it epic.
Yeah.
Andy, you're gonna break this. What is it?
Yeah, we kind of went back and forth on Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Where do we put them on the list? Do we not? Did they have more hits than just this one? But maybe we kind of were going with this is the most popular one. This is what they're known for. But they went up against Mad World, and that's my pick. It's such a great song.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess that's it. Well, I really like Red Jumpsuit. They love.
It's a really great song.
They love the Jesus like I do. They actually, Red Jumpsuit has a really cool story because they started off doing the rock stuff just like you hear in this song. And over time, they wanted to be a Christian band. They're one of the few bands that actually wanted to be a Christian rock band rather than Christians who want to be in a regular rock band. And the label didn't really allow them to. And over the last 2 or 3 albums, they've been just straight up Christian rock, and they play at churches and stuff now. And so they're like straight out there. But their last 2 albums are really good. It's very similar to the stuff you heard in Face Down. But I'm not mad. Gary Jules' Mad World's really, really good too. All right, moving on. Gary Jules, Mad World. Next up, we have the Donnas, Take It Off, versus Blue Cantrell's Hit 'Em Up Style. Oops.
I like that hesitation.
Before I go any further, Pete Hutchison, who was a guest on our show, just put in "Go change into your Oneater shirt. Stop the podcast." But he's on my Facebook, so I can't throw it up there.
I'm going with Blue Cantrell. That was such a smash song for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same.
Yeah, and I under any other circumstance, I probably would have picked the Donnas because they're a great rock band, and it really was their only one hit. But yeah, that Blue Cantrell song was so huge when it came out. So
yeah, the Donnas. I was trying to figure out where their name came from because they all are not Donna, and I guess they just literally were like, "We're gonna all go on stage and call ourselves Donna," and then their last names were the beginning letters. So it was Donna A, Donna C, Donna F, or whatever. And so, but that's it. Yeah, Blue Cantrell. Moving on. Next up was a song we removed from the list and put back on the list. And it is Los Lonely Boys' Heaven versus Kevin Little's Turn Me On. I kind of feel a little odd about these two songs being on the same bracket, but Kevin Little, really quick story. I used to work at UPS overnight, and I would get out at 8 a.m. From the warehouse, and I'd get in the car, and Kevin Little's Turn Me On would be on every morning on the radio. And I would blast that crap outside of UPS. I loved that song for a very short time. So I'm going to go with Turn Me On, Kevin Little.
I fought for it to be on here, so I'm going with Los Lonely Boys.
I can't. I got to go with Kevin Little.
Yeah.
You disappointed our grandfather. You understand that, right?
Okay. So you've been to family gatherings at my mom's house. Yes. That is the only CD she plays during cookouts at her house. I want to throw that CD out the window.
Oh, I know.
My window. I'm going to bring it home and throw it out my window.
Like, man, I think when our grandfather found out about them, he carried that CD around, and he was like, "Have you heard this? The Most Lonely Boy?" Freaking love them. That's Mike. Sure. I mean, we listen to it all the time, but it's a powerful song. It was very, very different.
Being shamed by my wife.
Yep.
And your children.
This one. So just so you know, we voted out the number one song on the Billboard charts in adult contemporary. It also won a Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a duo group with a vocal. So they actually are a Grammy-nominated group for this song. This song is actually, I didn't know this, like, it's got a spiritual meaning to it, but the guitarist actually wrote it about his son that he lost to SIDS. I was like reading the story, and I was like, I couldn't read anymore because I was like fighting back tears. It was sad, but Kevin Little turned me on. That is a better song. So
priorities, man, priorities. All
Yeah.
right, moving on. We have
I need a
Terror
pick-me-up.
Squad's Lean Back versus Afro Man Because I Got High.
this is like a funny bracket.
This is a good one.
I'm going with Lean Back.
I could care less about either of these.
Hold on. I got to pull up my pants.
I'm going to go with Lean Back because I hate drugs and I hate hearing about them. Whatever. That's it.
Lean Back was one of the ones I put on the list, so I would have chosen it anyways.
My Googling skills are second to none. That is right. Pete knows.
But Afro Man doesn't get enough credit. He actually is a pretty talented musician.
So you're going to Lean Back? Or
Well, it doesn't matter. I won't.
Well, yeah, he already voted for
right.
Lean Back. But I said I would have also voted for Lean Back because I put it on the list.
if you can believe it, Afro Man actually wrote this within minutes. I don't
believe it.
He thought it was minutes. It was really like 6 days.
Yeah, that's true. Because he got high. So this song really blew up because of Napster. So this song was like a highly downloaded song because it's comedic. And then Howard Stern played it on his show and it like took off. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's a comedic song. It's about all these things that he just can't do because he's stoned all the time. So it's funny, but Lean Back, I think was better. Yeah.
Next up, Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's Mom versus Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars. This is a weird lineup, but I'm going with Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol for two reasons. One, they actually are one of my favorite bands of all time. And two, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Snow Patrol as well on here. I really like the Fountains of Wayne song, though.
I don't know why, but I really hate the Fountains of Wayne song. I
Really?
can't quite put my finger on it, but it's a song that if I hear it on the radio, I turn it off. I don't know why. Yeah,
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, I just can't stand it.
Well, now to make you feel bad, their guitarist or bass guitarist died of COVID last April. So the band got back together. They had been broken up for quite a while. Since 2013, and they did a little reunion performance for charity. We are kicking out a certified gold song. It reached number 21 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it's Snow Patrol.
Apparently also inspired, I don't know who from the band, but one of their friends was like, had a huge crush on his grandmother, not his mother, his grandmother. And that's where he got the inspiration for the song. I was reading this and I was like, grandmother. Okay.
Well, I hate that even more.
Hey,
Yeah, that makes me hate that song even more now.
Listen, don't judge. Just
Definitely judge if
No.
someone is in love with their grandmother.
no. He was in love with somebody else's grandmother.
Oh, that's so much
Not
better
his,
than what
not
I
his
did.
own
worse.
grandmother.
That's worse.
That's way better. It's someone else's grandmother. It's
Yeah.
not your own.
Like, you love your grandmother, but you don't love your grandmother. Like, that's two different things.
Anyways, Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag versus
Wait,
Saving Abel's
no.
Addicted.
No, pronounce it like you spelled it.
I Dirtbag. It is an I. It's just capital.
It kind of looks like an L. Little bag.
Dirtbag. It's a capital I. I accidentally held the shift key too long. What do you want?
All right. This was one of the brackets where I'm undecided, so I want to hear your.
I hate both of these songs, so I am gonna go with Teenage Dirtbag.
Yeah, I hate Wheatus less, but I do hate both songs. It's just something about the guy's voice I can't stand, but the song's kind of funny.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag.
So RJ said last week, hey, we should try to get some of these artists on to
Oh,
interview.
sorry. Yeah, it's not them.
Yeah, I was like, you make fun of these songs. I don't think anybody's gonna want to be on here, but we make fun of ourselves too. Yeah, I think I would go with the Wheatus song as well.
The weed.
The Wheatus. Yeah,
Comment below if you like the Wheatus.
the Saving Abel song is pretty dirty and raunchy, but it's like small doses.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs that just sounds like just dad rock and not like the good kind. Like
Why didn't we vote it?
Saving Abel, Addicted. It's an okay song. I like the name Saving Abel. It actually comes from Cain and Abel in the Bible, and how it says in there that there was no saving Abel because Cain killed his brother Abel, and so Saving Abel was the name of the band. So kind of cool. But moving on, we have actually two songs I really enjoy. Flowbots, Handlebars versus 9 Days, Absolutely, Story of a Girl. Mine on this one, even though I love singing Absolutely, as soon as it comes on, it's like, this is the story of it. Like, it's a good song. But Flowbots, for sure. They were crossing into some really awesome lyrical stuff really early on. And Handlebars, not one of their best songs ever, in my opinion. The whole album that's on is fire, though. So Flowbots, Handlebars.
9 days for me.
Oh, man. Why are we friends?
I got to go with Flowbots just for pure originality for that song. You know, you got rapping, you got some sweet beats, you got some trumpets.
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, it's
they are really cool. There's two rappers in the group and a girl singer, and she plays violin as well. It's really, really cool stuff. I think the dude's name, the second guy's Brer Rabbit, which is kind of a funny name. But yeah, that's it. All right, moving on. Before we move on,
we just voted off a number 6 on the Hot 100 here.
That's true.
Don't care.
Yeah, this is like, and that opening, like, this is a story of a girl. Like, that
it's a great song.
Meme worthy. Like, I like, people still know that one part of the song. It is a very popular. The Flowbot song, I don't think I ever heard on the radio. RJ, I think you actually introduced it to me because you love them. So I remembered it when I heard it, but it wasn't anything that I re-listened to. Shame on me. It is a great song, but yeah, it is what it is.
I don't think I had too many notes on that other song, but
I mean, it's about. I feel kind of
about the story of a girl, absolutely.
yeah. But like he was kind of like holding off on marriage, like he was kind of stalling his girlfriend. And I was like, man, this kind of sounds like me. Took us forever to finally get married, but I guess they got into a fight and he was playing a show and he saw his girlfriend at the time laughing at somebody else's joke and her smile. That's why I loved her. But yeah,
all right.
I can feel that song. It's cool.
The lyrics are too cheesy for me, man. Too cheesy.
Whatever. You love people's grandma.
All right, moving on. We have The Calling, Wherever You Will Go versus LaRue, Bulletproof. Or LaRue. So I like The Calling. They've always, to me, seemed like a carbon copy of Lifehouse or like bands like that, I guess.
Absolutely.
Even though I do like Lifehouse and I do like this song. But LaRue, Bulletproof, was covered later by Family Force 5, and it's one of the most epic covers ever. And so I'm literally going to vote for LaRue because of Family Force 5's cover of their song. I do like their version too, but LaRue for me.
I really like the LaRue song. I actually, she has another song, In for the Kill, that I actually like a lot better than this one, even though this was the more popular of her song. I think because we played it at my work and I would hear it every day. But I'm going with The Calling on this one just because I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like overall it's a better song.
All right. Mike, you're the tiebreaker here.
I was going to go with LaRue until Andy reminded me of the other LaRue song that is much better. But I don't know. I'm not really a fan of the other song either. Because of all the reasons RJ said, that they sound like Lifehouse and everything else.
Because it's you and me and a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good hook though.
It is.
All right, I gotta vote out. I gotta vote out LaRue. Sorry, LaRue.
All right. I have to change my.
Sorry, I threw you for a loop.
I mean, the LaRue song was very different. It had that like a late, like almost that electro pop kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they put out like a million different remixes, probably some that might have been better than the original.
In for the Kill had better remixes, though, I feel like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, we've got Orianthes, According to You, and Chameleonaire's Ridin'. Sorry, Andy.
Whatever. You're just trying to catch me riding dirty.
The fact that Orianthe can shred on the guitar, she played for Michael Jackson. I gotta go with Orianthe.
Yeah, Orianthe actually, after the Michael Jackson thing, didn't actually pan out. She became Breakthrough Artist of the Year for Guitar 2010. Also one of the 12 greatest female electric guitarists, as named by Elle magazine. She also went on to be in another band that I can't remember, but I feel like it was pretty big. But I'm going to go with Orianthe as well.
I would have went with Chameleonaire for the mere fact that it's still a wildly popular song. They play it on, you go to a hockey game and someone goes into the penalty box, they play that, which is kind of weird because the song is actually really about racial profiling. Because he's basically talking about, the cops are trying to pull me over, trying to find something illegal on me to lock me up. But I think the big thing out of Ridin' Dirty is Weird Al made White and Dirty.
White and Dirty.
White and Dirty, which kind of blew up. And Chameleonaire actually thanks Weird Al. He's like, he loves it because that's kind of how he knew he had a hit on his hands. That the fact that Weird Al wanted to remix it.
That's true.
And Crazy Bone was in that song. I completely forgot that Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony was in there. Because everybody remembers the hook, they don't really remember the verses in that.
Yeah, I don't
song.
remember any of the verses at all.
Yeah. Once I started listening back, I was like, okay, yeah, I remember a little bit. Then Crazy Bone came in. I was like, oh man, I forgot he was in there. But yeah,
they're both good songs.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't have any notes for Chameleonaire, other than the fact that it actually did win a Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a duo or a group, and it was nominated for Best Rap Song. But I was going to say something more about Orianthe, but I guess we're going to wait because she is moving on. Next up, we have The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love versus Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles.
I believe in a thing called love. Who used to sing that at karaoke?
Me.
Was it you? Okay.
Yeah.
I believe in a thing called love.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Vanessa Carlton. That song's overplayed. She had another song after that, Ordinary Day. And she's okay. But The Darkness, man, that song on Guitar Hero or Rock Band, I can't remember which one. And I used to sing it at karaoke like every time I get a chance to. So I'm going with The Darkness.
Mike?
Darkness for me.
It was that,
yeah. Well, they kind of I don't know, they were like a rock revival band. They kind of brought that style back. Rock and roll was in a slump for a while, and then all of a sudden that song came out and everyone was listening to rock music again, which is pretty cool because I also listen to rock music.
And that solo is amazing to play on Rock Band. It's so much fun. There's like 2 or 3 solos throughout that song.
Yeah, they're all super talented. They're still together too. They're still putting out music.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa Carlton, not so much.
Actually, she did.
Really?
I actually just listened to. She redid these songs live, 1,000 Miles and stuff, and I was listening to it. She still sounds pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, it's a song that got overplayed so much because it's so wildly popular that when it comes on the radio, I tend to skip it. But I really gave myself time to listen to it again, and it's really musically it's really terrific. Starting off with that very catchy piano riff. She actually played that for like a producer, and they were like, stop. They're like, you need to finish this song. And she actually was like, oh, okay, I guess I have a hit in my hand. Like, went home and put together and then made demos out of it. And that's how she ended up getting signed, was based off of that song. And then there's different layers to it. Like the strings come in, there's so many different parts of that song that you don't really tend to remember because of that opening piano that plays. So I would have went with Vanessa Carlton. But I'm not.
Andy's a softie.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like that song too, and I probably would have chosen it if it wasn't Against the Darkness. But I'm
not saying that song's not great either. So
I do recommend listening to the mashup of that song with Rage Against the Machine. It's really good.
Oh, I'll have to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, don't tell my Bible study, but the darkness has won. Moving on, we have Kellis Milkshake versus Defaults. Is whatever her dumb name is. Versus Defaults. Wasting my time. Gotta get on the podcast.
Man,
is it Khalees? I don't know. I spelled it with 2 L's too. I just realized.
That's why you said Kellis.
That's true. Yeah. I still would have said Kellis.
Is it 2 L's?
No.
It's one.
Okay.
Versus Defaults, wasting my time. I'm going with Default by default.
I am too, even though my Milkshake is like it gets stuck in your
all
head.
The boys to the yard.
Yeah, it's such a catchy song. Produced by the Neptunes. Pharrell. Written actually by that too. Pharrell wrote it because he was in Brazil and saw the ladies that he liked and said, I'm gonna write a hit here. Yeah.
Let's also not forget about the great Family Guy bit with that song.
I must have forgotten.
Oh man.
Milkshake brings all the boys to the yacht.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was Peter.
Yeah, Peter Griffin was sad. I don't remember why. He wasn't wearing a shirt, and then he was singing that song for some reason. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
RJ's looking it up right now, actually.
No, I'm actually just copying over Default, who's moving on.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have, and I think this is the last one of the top 32, and it is, sorry, my mouse is frozen, Baha Men's Who Let the Dogs Out, on my word, versus Gnarls Barkley's Crazy.
Listen, Baha Men had to go on there because of how wildly popular that song was, and it was their one hit. But they're not going to win here. Sorry.
It was absolutely their one hit. Didn't they try to come out with another song similar after this, and it just bombed?
I don't know. I literally have no notes for them because I knew it wasn't going to make it past round one. Crazy is a great song, and there's been some good covers. Reliant K actually covers it for one of their albums, and they did a great job.
I have notes about Baha Men.
About who?
I said I have notes about Baha Men. Well, that song specifically, and it's why I didn't vote for it. So Rolling Stone did a poll in 2007, and it was out the most annoying songs, and it was number 3. Spinner in 2008 did their top 20 worst songs ever, and it took home number 1. But it's fun. It's in movies still. It's at sporting events. Like, they got that at least. Like, it's not a great song by any means, but I'm sure that they can live comfortably off of that. So
yeah, everyone would sing along if it came on. So
yeah.
it's not that it's not popular. It's just not a great song.
Yeah. It's so funny too because it's about men basically catcalling women and being a-holes. Yeah.
Well, that's why we're kicking it out. We're
because of that reason. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
3 gentlemen in a podcast. All right, moving on. We've got Daniel Bedingfield, Got to Get Through This versus Crazy Town, Butterfly.
Dang.
I'm going with Daniel Bedingfield on this one still. Butterfly is, again, it's a good song, but they're kind of like a Walmart Rage Against the Machine. So I'm going with Daniel Bedingfield. Got to get through this.
Giving him a lot of credit with the Walmart part. I'm going to go with Got to Get Through This also. Even though it's a pretty straightforward kind of like dancey club song, even the verses have a little bit of, catch to it. There's a little bit of a hook there instead of just the chorus.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with both of you on that song as well. Butterfly was like that high school song that girls were listening to and were really like, I believe there's someone who was like really into the dude, and I was like, oh god, and I was like, because he was like the anti-me, so I was like, oh, he's the bad boy and I'm the friend. Like I was always like, yeah, that guy. But
well, we're kicking it out at number 16. It actually topped number 3 for Billboard's One Hit Wonders of the 2000s. And it was named 34th of the most awesomely bad song ever by VH1. But it is gone. But coming up next, Tattoo, All the Things She Said versus City High, What Would You Do? I'm still going with What Would You Do? It's a great message. Basically telling single moms out there that they are amazing. Don't let anyone get you down. Again, is this kind of a Walmart Black Eyed Peas?
No, I don't think so. So I'm going with City High as well. So they actually were a male duo at the time, signed by Wyclef, and Wyclef at the same time also had another male duo, the Product G&B, who were fantastic. I thought their music was great, and they only had a couple songs. So they wanted to mix it up a little bit so they wouldn't get confused. So they added a female vocalist into the mix there. But I agree with you. It's got a message. So that's my pick for that.
All right. Mike, anything to add?
I, despite listening to the song a couple times today, I can't remember this song.
Right?
I honestly can't remember this song at all.
All right. Well, that won't make it far.
Nope, not with me.
I think we need to talk a little bit about Tattoo because it was a good song.
It had a lot of controversy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There was certainly a cultural relevance to that song. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you guys want to talk about it.
No, you're the one who brought it up. We're just agreeing with you that there is something to talk about here.
There is something. I mean, both girls were basically pretending to be gay, and they weren't. But they never really came out with that until years later. And then one of the singers said some really derogatory things. So that was not good. But they were a Russian pop group who were, I think one of them was actually a singer already and had been in like a kids group or whatever. And
yeah, they were in a kids group prior to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
Then basically some guy was like, yeah, I want to form a girl group who are willing to, kiss and, basically, dress up like schoolgirls. Like Russia's a whole other world.
I mean, that's kind of what happens after you leave Disney.
Yeah. So really, really odd, interesting, but it also did have some good to it too, because at that time, you didn't see a lot of people on TV like talking about, being gay or anything like that, or even insinuating that. So it made people feel, comfortable to be who they are. They truly are. So it did have some benefits to it. And it was a catchy song. I mean,
it was a good song. Yeah. All right, moving on. We have Gary Jules' Mad World versus Blue Cantrell's Hit 'Em Up Style.
Shoot.
I'm going with Mad World on this one. I didn't vote for Mad World the first time around, but Blue Cantrell's a great song, but it's Mad World is powerful.
Yeah. Blue Cantrell to me, even though it's a huge song, it to me, just listening to it now, it's kind of that cookie cutter 2000s pop song, or R&B, whatever genre you want to pigeonhole it into. I don't know. I gotta go with Mad World on this one.
So you're okay with kicking out a native Rhode Islander?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was born in Providence, went to Cranston West High School, according to my sources.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know this person.
She sang backup for Faith Evans and Sean Diddy Combs. Yeah, she did a lot of stuff. She's still doing stuff now, I think, too. But Gary Jules, Mad World, moving on.
Yeah, I would pick that song as well. Yeah, even though that was a smash hit for Blue Cantrell. Yeah, Grammy nominated. You know, her mom was actually a former Mrs. Rhode Island.
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, really interesting.
All right. Well, moving on, we have Kevin Little, Turn Me On versus Terror Squad's Lean Back.
Man, what a bracket we got down here at the bottom.
Man.
Kevin Little, Turn Me On, man. Yeah.
I gotta put on my white tank top and my Timbs and go to the club in this bracket.
I'm gonna, even though I did not vote for it in the first round, I am gonna go with Turn Me On.
All right,
Kevin.
That's what she said. What else do Mike, what do you got?
Fat Joe had a better career as a solo artist. That's all
true.
I have to say about this.
So
this wasn't a solo project. So this is Terror Squad.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I think he's saying that it's not as good as he's better than Lean Back.
Mm-hmm. You guys already voted for Kevin Little, so my vote doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure.
Well, next up we have Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars versus Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag with a capital I. I do that a lot, I realized.
I already know what you guys are going to say, so I think we're all going to be in agreement here.
Wheatus.
What? Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars, man.
I was like, what? Threw me off there. I'm going with Snow Patrol as well.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy, man. Wheatus, I didn't like that song. I didn't like his voice. It's been on everything. I've been hearing it. I actually watched the Netflix original series Girl Boss when that first came out, and that was on there. It was also on The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is the remake of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the more serious one, which I did not watch. But Wheatus was on both of those, so it's still relevant. But Snow Patrol, man, great.
Yeah, great song. Wheatus, that song. I didn't know it very well back then. I think over the years, as I've heard it more and more, but when it was out, it wasn't really on my radar. But a little wrestling trivia here, not really trivia, but there's a wrestler, Spider Nate Webb, who this was his song for like the last 15, 20 years. He was on, so Joey Janela did his Lost in New York show, and guess who was there to play Teenage Dirtbag for Spider Nate Webb? Brandon Brown from the group. So he's playing that. The crowd was going nuts. And then he gets involved in a match. And DDT's MJF, RJ. And actually
nice.
he had never been to a wrestling show, knows nothing about wrestling, and he was like, this is awesome. And he got involved and went all for it. It wasn't like a crappy WWE celebrity. They come in there and they have no idea what they're doing. He was all about it, man. He was selling everything. MJF came out. He's like,
so, that's cool. Yeah. Nice. Well, next up we've got Flowbots Handlebars versus The Calling, Wherever You Will Go. Flowbots Handlebars. Again, The Calling, good song. A little bit of a deep voice for me. I'm more into the high pitch voices. But Flowbots Handlebars is, again, not their best song. The Flowbots album that comes off of is, every song is great. Handlebars is the one I don't listen to anymore just because I've heard it so many times. But Mayday, if you haven't heard it, Flowbots Mayday, amazing song. But I'm voting for Handlebars.
I'm going with The Calling on this one.
Okay.
Why you gotta leave it up to me? Why you gotta leave it up to
Look,
me?
it takes a lot. You know what type of music I generally like. Flowbots are definitely somebody who I now have to just start listening to all their stuff. But that song,
You should. Did you hear that album? The Flowbots album that's off of?
Played it for me, like
you need to go into it. Like listen to Mayday, Stand Up.
All right,
amazing stuff. All right, Mike, you gotta do it. The Calling or Flowbots?
I just don't like that Calling song. I can't do it. It's that chorus. I know it's supposed to be a good hook, but it kind of drives me nuts. I don't know what it is, so I got to go with Flowbots.
Right.
I see that guy, and then he sings, and he's like, "If I could," and I was like, "What?" Like octave higher, man.
They actually broke up because of that song.
Did they?
Yeah, apparently, two of the members didn't like how they were being compensated.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they went their separate ways.
They were
better songs.
They were the second longest running #1 in the charts history for Billboard at 23 weeks, only behind "Smooth" by Santana and Rob Thomas. So they did something right. Excuse me.
Yeah, that song was written as well because he was at a funeral for his grandmother's best friend, and she, had been married.
Family.
Yeah, so she had been married for like 50 years, and he was just like watching the husband like during the funeral, and he was like, "Man, like this dude's world just changed." Yeah, I was thinking Crash Test Dummies too. Like when RJ started singing, I was like, "Yeah, that sounds."
Pete Hutchison says Walmart Crash Test Dummies are the Calling. Yeah.
Pete's on point with his comments tonight.
All right, come on, Pete, get back in.
All right. Well, hey, next up we've got Orianthes, According to You versus The Darkness. I believe in a thing called love. I believe in a thing called love, so I'm going with The Darkness.
I agree with you.
Same. Darkness. Such a good song.
Don't get me wrong. Again, Orianthe, really cool. I found out the band she was joining for 3 or 4 years was Alice in Chains. She ended up becoming the guitarist. And then she voluntarily left the band in 2014. But she was actually the guitarist for Alice in Chains for quite a while.
I did not know that. And they're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, and I'm going to double check because it's not. It's Alice Cooper. Yeah,
not one of my favorite bands.
No, totally different band.
Nope, it's actually Alice from the Brady Bunch. Sorry,
it does have Alice. Yeah, luckily I double checked. I don't want anyone getting upset, but she was with Alice Cooper. And then another girl actually replaced her, Nita Strauss.
Oh, I know.
Sounds super familiar too.
Yeah. Nita Strauss is definitely a shredder for sure.
Yeah, I don't even shred.
She was actually #1 on the top 10 female guitar players that you should know.
RJ, you can't shred.
I can't shred, no. But Darkness, moving on. Orianthe is out. Next up, we have Defaults, Wasting My Time versus Gnarls Barkley, Crazy.
I'm going
Crazy all the way. Yeah. Much better song.
I do like the Default song, but Crazy is a catchy song for sure.
Is it because oh my God, my voice. Is it because it was co-produced by Chad Kroeger of Nickelback?
That could definitay be it.
That makes me hate that song now.
It's fun to hate on them, but they are good though.
Yeah, I didn't hear it until I read that, and I was like, I could definitely hear the Nickelback influence. That kind of has like that grungy feel to it. It is catchy. Where you stand, like Alice Cooper, bro.
That song falls into that sound. Like it's very pigeonholed into that moment in time with all the other bands that came out at the same time, like Saliva and I don't know, all those butt rock bands.
Speaking of Nickelback, Andy and I do music as well, and we've got new music every week. Nickelback was named one of the ugliest rockers in the history of rock. And we're close. We're second. But here is a sneak peek of our new song coming out Friday. That's 2 days from now for people who are listening to this on Spotify. It's already out, so go check it out. But here it is. This is our new one, One More Minute Till the End of the Night. Nope, that's just the picture. Let's just show the picture again. There it is. That's the picture you're about to see.
Picture says 1,000 words.
And here it is.
One more minute till the end of the night. But how could we end when it feels so right?
One More Minute, coming out in 2 days. Time Heals No Wounds was the song prior to that. So like us, subscribe, follow on YouTube and Spotify or anywhere else you can get your music. We are everywhere. And I think that Pete says it best. We are the Walmart Nickelback.
Yes.
Yes. I can't get
Hey,
this picture
you know
off.
what?
There
Everybody
it is.
shops at Walmart.
That's true. It's because they're convenient and easy,
That's right.
like us. Anyways, we do some other things too. We've got music coming out every week. Keep hitting the wrong thing. And I can't get this comment off. There it is. Okay.
That's your problem, buddy.
Well, hey, this is the Dollar General of podcasts, according to Pete Hutchinson. But moving on, we're in the top 8. This is it.
Oh,
I
shoot.
think. I
Really?
think we're in the top 8. Sounds it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Here we are. Daniel Bedingfield, got to get through this versus City High. What would you do?
What would you do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Mike doesn't give two
I
crap.
still don't remember the song. I'm sorry.
What would you do if you don't know the song?
Really?
Well, hey, Daniel Bedingfield is out. However, he has a sister, Natasha Bedingfield, and she wrote Pocket Full of Sunshine and These Words and Unwritten. And he's still active as a songwriter. Now, we kind of cheated because he has another hit that I like even more than this called If You're Not the One, which was a great song. It's a love song. Check it out.
Yeah.
It was really good. But yeah, Daniel Bedingfield is out. You guys have anything to say about him?
He's actually a judge on the X Factor in New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I actually like X Factor a lot.
Yeah, that's such a. It's an interesting song. Like, it's almost like sped up vocals. It's that kind of drum and bass, like dancey kind of song. I don't. It's just so catchy. It makes his voice sound so different. Look, your wife is disappointed that you do.
My
not know
wife
this.
knows what kind of music I listen to. How does she not understand how I don't
It's
know
just a
this
popular song. It's a popular song.
song?
Even if you don't like it.
I don't know if I like it. I don't remember the song.
We made a playlist.
I know when I listen to
He
it.
doesn't know it even listening to it. So I don't know what he was doing.
Man, I don't know where
But-
you've been for 20 years.
All right, well, moving on. We have Gary Jules' Mad World versus Kevin Little's Turn Me On.
This is a weird top 8.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mad World.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Mad World on this one.
Yeah.
All right, Mad World's moving on. What about
Someone laughing at our decision in the background?
She's hacking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Little, Turn Me On. Supposedly, that is actually kind of a play off of R&B group's 112, All My Love. And it performed pretty well. It stayed on the charts. It was on number 4 in the Billboard Hot 100. But he didn't really do much, to my knowledge, after that.
No. I think I had this on record too. If I remember correctly, he pulled an RJ. He did this song in 2 takes, less than an hour. Boom, magic on the mic.
We do write our songs rather quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell. He's from the island of St. Vincent, and they actually recognize this as the most important song in St. Vincent.
So I guess I'm not going there anytime.
Like, it just says, like, this big sign to just say "Turn me on." Like,
I know. You come off the boat and they're like, "Turn me on, turn me on. Let me hold you."
It's a good song. Good song.
It is. I can't, like, it's just one of those songs where everybody in the car starts singing along in the high pitched voices, and that's it. He
And then
does
you
it
look at your
well.
page, you're like, how do you know this song?
All right, next up, we've got Snow Patrol Chasing Cars versus Flowbot's Handlebars. So stupid.
Snow Patrol.
You're a poet.
I didn't even know it. Yeah, man, this is actually kind of hard. Snow Patrol, again, amazing band. I almost feel bad calling them a one-hit wonder. I'm sure Ireland hates us currently, but Flowbot's Handlebars. It's a really good stuff. Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta listen to this Flowbots.
You do.
You've played it for me. You were the one who were like, you were big into them, and you're like, you would love these guys.
Yeah.
They remind
they're
me
the Nash and John Bellion.
So you should check out High Respects. They kind of are familiar. They mix rapping with live band instrumentation. So
okay.
You'd like them, but a little different, but still pretty cool.
I also really like Flowbots because like that whole first album, I think it was called Fight with Tools. The whole album was around racism and a lot of issues in that area, and so all the songs were very, very powerful. It was either racism or a lot around to do with like politics in America, and so I like that. It's kind of like the Rage Against the Machine, more on the rap side of stuff. So I really enjoyed it, and I just watched a live video of them today performing Mayday, which is again one of my favorite songs from them. And it's super intense, and they've got like a girl on the violin playing live with them, and it was so good. But
I mean, even this song has like a deeper meaning. Like,
yeah,
it's basically mankind has so much potential, and you can either be creative or destructive. And it's up to you to figure out which part of society you want to be on. So, it's a good song.
Yeah.
But
all right, moving on. We've got next up. This is actually the last of the top 8. So we've got The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, versus Gnarls Barkley, Crazy.
Ooh.
As much as I love I Believe in a Thing Called Love, Crazy is hands down such a great song. So I'm going Crazy.
I've got to go with The Darkness, and Crazy is to me is still a great song. And again, another one of those songs that sort of melded genres and kind of, brought almost like a disco flavor, into the modern times, similar to, how The Darkness brought, the rock and roll thing back. But in terms of like energy behind the song and just musicality, I have to go with The Darkness.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm going to go with The Darkness as well.
Sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
Crazy was my pick to win the whole thing.
Ooh, and now they are out in the top 8.
So Rolling Stone named this the #1 song of the 2000s. This song was so interesting. So after 9 weeks in the UK, that they actually went in there. And they went to music stores and they took the song out because they didn't want it to get overplayed and they wanted people to remember it for it being a good song. Man, this hurts. Like this was like a dream team, and I feel bad for calling them one-hit wonders because they had 2 fantastic albums, and they had so many other great songs that had potential that could have been just as big as Crazy. CeeLo's an interesting character. He came from Goody Mob, which was an Atlanta rap group, and he sang and rapped. Goody Mob came up with Outkast, and then Danger Mouse. He kind of came out of nowhere as a producer. He was really what kind of brought him into the popular eye is that he remixed the Beatles' White Album and Jay-Z's The Black Album and combined and made the Gray Album. And that was like all over the internet. It was kind of one of those things that you're not supposed to do, but that really, elevated him. And then he actually produced one of the Gorillaz, Demon Days, as well. And their styles just meshed so well together. Like,
and for all you moms out there, he was on The Voice.
Yeah. Man.
Well, I apologize, but
and if you want to see something funny, watch Goody Mob's "We Don't Dance No More" video. He comes in at the beginning, and it's his head on a child's body, and he comes out, and he's all like in his onesie jammies. And, oh, it's freaking fantastic! They don't dance no more. They don't dance no more. Such a great song.
Well, we have a really good top four, I think. A little odd, but here it is. We have
I
City
know
High.
75% of these songs.
City High, What Would You Do? Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars, Gary Jules' Mad World, and The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. This is a good one. Pete says it's a solid top four.
Yeah.
Let's start. We've got City High, What Would You Do? Versus Gary Jules' Mad World. I'm going to go with Gary Jules' Mad World on this one, guys.
Should I listen to City High before I make my choice?
While I'm talking, put yourself on mute.
What would you do if your son was at home?
Yeah, lying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry.
And the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money.
Yeah. How do you,
Are you listening to it right now, Mike?
Yeah, he's putting on mute.
This makes for great video content, just me staring at my phone.
Yeah. As much as I love the City High song, I gotta go with Mad World. I think you played it for me one time, and I was just like, wow, that is like such a powerful song. I think I made you put it on a mix CD for me. It was
on the movie Donnie Darko. And it was played during Donnie Darko as well, which not one of my favorite movies, but I know it's a cult classic, and that's how that song really got popular cult-wise.
Great movie.
Yeah. All right, so Mike, what do you think? Gary Jules, City High, now that you've heard it?
Still don't know that song. Mad World, honestly.
All right.
It's such a solid song. It's so good.
It is. It's so good. All right, makes it into the finals. A cover song makes it into the finals. Next up.
And Andy's questioning even inviting me onto this episode.
No, it's all right that you don't know. They even sampled Dr. Dre's The Next Episode in there too. What would you do? It's a powerful song.
It is. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars, The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. It's a tough one for me. Here's the thing. If I were to listen to any song right now, I would put on The Darkness before I would put on Snow Patrol Chasing Cars. But that's just because I've heard that song a million times. But is that because I hate it? No, it's a great song. The other thing about Chasing Cars is if you know it, it's a repetitive song. It's just the same kind of singing the entire way through the song. While The Darkness, you got the solos in there, you got the high-pitched voices. It's real good.
Much dynamic.
Huh?
Much more dynamic.
Yeah. And it's like it's a fun song. Like it's if you're gonna encapsulate 2000's, The Darkness, man, putting that on, everyone's gonna sing along. Chasing Cars too, I guess, but it's not.
Chasing Cars, people, I think that transcends.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying I think they would sing that too. It's just not as fun as The Darkness.
No, it's definitely not fun. Not as
you wouldn't want to listen to fun music.
No, crazy. But RJ, it was on Grey's Anatomy.
It was on Grey's Anatomy. I think it was on the spoiler. I think it was during the death of Derek, possibly. But
and One Tree Hill as well.
Okay.
It's also nominated for a Grammy for the best rock song. Just things like that. Darkness.
This is subjective.
Darkness was like a glam rock song. They brought it back. RJ is actually one of Ty Dillinger's theme songs in OVW.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Ty Dillinger, aka Sean Spears. Everybody's saying The Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know how I don't agree with people, so I'm going Snow Patrol.
Wow. Okay, so we got 1 for the Snow Patrol, and we've got 2 for The Darkness from Pete and Caitlin. Mike, do you want to go, or do you want me to? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna make it hard. You just said Snow Patrol, right? I'm gonna go with The Darkness because I give in to peer pressure. And again, I love both. It's really tough for me. Snow Patrol is probably the more popular song across generations. The Darkness, though, so much fun. So The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Just so you guys know.
Just so I know.
You're both saying, songs should be fun but yet you guys voted in Mad World.
I didn't say it.
I was
Just
just comparing these two songs.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it has to be fun. I'm just saying it is fun.
I'm
It's
just
a
getting
great
facts
song.
of what words have come out of your mouth and what the situation here that we have. Just want to throw that out there.
Don't try to rationalize anything I say because it just doesn't work.
Well, Mike, what are you going with? You're the tiebreaker here. Snow Patrol Chasing Cars, The Darkness, I believe in a Thing Called Love.
You know, Snow Patrol, who was Grammy nominated, versus The Darkness, who went to number 9 on the US alt airplay for the Billboard charts. Just wanted to throw that.
But that's not what this is about, though.
It's about the one-hit wonder
they were in
song.
Karaoke Revolution, Volume 2. So
they were on Rock Band.
They were on Rock Band. Guitar Hero. Tour decades, yeah.
I feel like Snow Patrol has better songs, and I know that's not what this is about. And I know we talked earlier.
Hey, number 5 on the Hot 100, by the way. Just want to throw it out there.
Who, me? Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's not how we ranked this. That's not why we do this, Andy. I mean, you guys know
I'm just saying there's a lot of people that would agree with me.
There's a lot of people that I live with that would agree with me.
I won't say what I'm going to say because it's going to make it sound right.
Yeah.
Listen,
right? Pete, come on.
What country do I live in? That's all I've watched for the past 4 years. So yeah, I'm going to.
Well, I think you may have missed it, but The Darkness, I think, has moved on into the finals. And now we have emotions all over the place. We have Gary Jules' Mad World versus The Darkness, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Nice and melodic and piano driven, or The Darkness guitar solo, high-pitched screaming. What do we got?
Those all sound great.
I know they're both great songs. I can't argue that these aren't two of the most popular songs of all time.
Probably both should not be in the finals, though. But because
of a one-hit wonder, though, why not?
I mean, you know, this is nonsense.
The Darkness song it's a fun song. It's a fun song to hear. You're out. You're at karaoke. Someone sings it. Cool. That song's cool. And it's got that high pitched vocal in there too. Don't put that up. This is between 3 dads that are talking here, not anybody else's opinion. If we wanted their opinion, we'd invite them on the show.
We literally invited them to give their opinion.
You did. I don't want to hear that.
Andy doesn't want to hear your opinions, everyone.
But Mad World transcends, like, it doesn't matter what type of style of music that you listen to. Mad World transcends that. I feel like I don't really listen to music like that, but it is such a powerful song. And yes, it is a remake. Tears for Fears did that, and then he came out with this version, and it's everywhere. It's in commercials, it's in movies, it's in TV shows. The Darkness is something, you know, that song. Yeah, and he doesn't need your opinions. That's right. The Darkness. I just feel like The Darkness, like you can listen to it once and you're just like, that was cool. And then you move on to their next song, which is probably just as good. You know, the guitar solo is fantastic too. But my personal preference, and probably the preference of the majority of the world, is going to be Gary Jules. That's all I'm saying.
Andy is literally telling the world that they agree with him. So you go with Gary Jules' Mad World.
Listen, when I was in high school, people said I should have ran for office. So maybe I got new.
Well, too bad you don't like
it's
people.
a mad world, and I do not want to do that ever.
All right, what do you have, Mike? What are you thinking?
Pete,
this is.
Listen, they don't play this in Lake Tongaroga, whatever you are in New York.
Wait, Mike is commenting while he's on the show.
I did.
He just wanted his cool picture.
That is a cool picture.
It is a cool picture.
That's an old picture. That's a very old picture.
That was when you were okay with taking your shirt off in public.
Yeah. Now I don't even take my shirt off in the shower. This is such a tough decision.
That's the comment.
Because I agree with everything Andy said. But I also really like The Darkness. But I also agreed with everything Andy said.
Thank you, Udamia. Hello. We have one for you, Mad World.
Facebook.
What are your thoughts, RJ?
I'm torn. Gary Jules' Mad World is a super powerful song. I listened to it for years. It was on one of my sleeping CDs that I used to put on at night when I went to bed, along with Sarah McLachlan. But The Darkness has, it's been in my Guitar Hero stuff, my Rock Band stuff, Karaoke Life. It's a fun song. This is really a fight between what mood I'm in. I feel like
I should just flip a coin right now.
No, I don't think that's a good way to crown our.
Don't guess.
We got a Mad World from Tina
for a reason.
It's because of her love for Gary. You married Tina for her love for Gary Jules. That's what you're saying.
Yes. I was like, you love Gary Jules, and she was just like, "You're the one for me."
I'm gonna go with my gut and say Mad World.
Well, then screw you. My thing doesn't matter at this point.
No.
All
No,
right.
I wanted to hear what you were gonna say if it was gonna sway my opinion one way or the other, but it didn't. I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything.
Exactly.
Here, you know what? How about this? The Darkness was in a Geico commercial, and they can save you bundles when you bundle your car and auto insurance.
When they sponsor us, then we'll make a new podcast and we'll change it.
All right. Well, whether I chose The Darkness or Gary Jules, it doesn't matter, because currently the winner of our top 2000s one-hit wonders is Gary Jules' Mad World, as brought to you by printyourbrackets.com.
Even though it should have been Gnarls Barkley Crazy. Just saying. But
they made it pretty far. They were in the top 8. They were in the top 8.
Okay. That's all right.
Well, thank you for joining again.
Oh God.